Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday and welcome back to another weekly home fragrance roundup. If you are new around here, this video goes up every Saturday and it's an opportunity for me to chit chat about all of the home fragrance that I was using around the house over the course of the past week. So what I was burning, what I was melting, what I was crocking, and what I was lamping. Before we get into it, the usual disclaimer. If you are curious about where to purchase any of the items that I'm talking about today, if you're curious about the candle sales that are happening this weekend, now I only link the ones to the companies that I personally tend to purchase from the most. If you are looking for some discount codes, if you are looking for some other candle related videos. So for example, if you don't know what a candle crock or a candle lamp is, there's a video that I made a couple years ago that just explains both of those candle accessories. I also link crocs and lamps that I personally own that are amazing quality, that, you know, withstand the test of time, if you will. So there's a lot of information in the description box. Be sure to check that out. Without further ado, we're gonna dive right into it today because I'm a little limited on time. So I also don't have a ton of time to edit this video either, so I'm hoping to not do any editing. We'll see how far I get on that goal, but I'm not going to take you guys on the tour of what's currently burning and melting because it's just going to be easier for me to tell you, but we'll get back to the tour next week. So right now, burning behind me actually here, and I have way more candles going right now than I normally give myself permission to burn. So yeah, anyway. Behind me here is HomeWorx Cinnamon Vanilla. You're actually gonna see an in-depth review of that candle tomorrow. Now, I filmed that review, I think it was either 2 or 3 days ago. Like I said, it's going up tomorrow on Sunday, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But so in that video, I mentioned that right now this is not available, but guess what? After that video, I did a little bit of digging, and it turns out it is coming back. I'll let you guys know when it comes back. If I have the information, I haven't edited that video yet, so I'll see if I can pop in an annotation at the very beginning. But in that video, I had mentioned that right now you can only get it on Amazon for a ridiculous price point, and I think there were only like 2 available. And then I think there was like an eBay seller that maybe had like 1 or 2 available. But listen, that fragrance, it is so basic, so boring. Here he is. He has been reporting late to work quite frequently, and I'm a little disappointed, but here he is. Guys, if you're new, this is Alf. He is my trusty assistant and constant shadow. He is a pug, not a Frenchie. And he is perfectly adorable. So you might hear him taking his afternoon nap here. The snoring, the snorts, the heavy breathing, that's all Alf. But anyway, back to Cinnamon Vanilla. So it is coming back. You don't have to buy it at Amazon or eBay. Again, the in-depth review is going live tomorrow, but I love this candle. I was actually gifted this candle by my friend Fiona. She is Wax and Facts over on Instagram. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with her if you are active in the Instagram candle community. Anyway, it turns out Fiona lives like less than a mile from my house. We found this out like about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, maybe. Like, you know, we'd kind of like become friends on through Instagram, and then, you know, we were just kind of chatting one day. We were like, where do you live? And turns out we just literally live right down the street from each other. Anyway, that has been fantastic because we'll just exchange candles with each other. So if I have like some excess backup candles that I'm not interested in, if she wants them, she is welcome to them. Sometimes if there is a set of 2 candles like from HomeWorx, from QVC, that we're both interested in, one of us will buy the duo and give the other person the second candle. It just is, it's kind of helping us keep our collections in control a little bit. But anyway, so I was gifted that from Fiona, and I'm super grateful because otherwise I don't know that I would have bought that one, because it sounds so boring, but oh, it is delightful. It's so good. So anyway, that's what's happening there. In the dining room is HomeWorx Forest Blackberry, and that Forest Blackberry is mwah, chef's kiss. It's such an interesting fragrance because it's not the sweetest blackberry that I've ever smelled, but like that forest kind of woody aspect to it just is such an interesting scent. I'm not past the halfway point with that one, so I'm not going to review it quite yet, but you should hopefully see an in-depth review of that one coming up maybe late next week or something like that. So, and then in the family room, I have, oh, what's that one? Oh, Cranberry Woods from Bath & Body Works, which I absolutely adore. By the way, I just placed an order yesterday because Bath & Body Works is doing a $12.95 sale, and I actually had a 25% off coupon, which I haven't gotten in a while. So I placed an order. There were some things that I wanted that were online exclusives, so I'm just having that sent to me. So there's kind of, I would say, a decently sized Bath & Body Works haul coming up here soon. But anyway, I think I may have popped another Cranberry Woods in there. If I haven't, then at the next sale I need to get another Cranberry Woods. I love that scent. I think that is one of my like probably most repurchased for like the longest number of years types of fragrances, if that makes sense. It's just it's been out. The very first time that I really remember buying it was, I think, in 2011. I think it was 2011. If you remember when Cranberry Woods first came out, let me know. But anyway, so that's what's happening in terms of what's burning right now. What I have in my Crocs. Okay, in the downstairs powder room is Cute Black Cat on a Hat, which was a Kringle Reserve fragrance. I burned it. It's past the halfway point. I kept burning that candle again, and it's so good. It's such a classic fall fragrance, and when I realized how far down I had gotten, I was like, I'm gonna try to like extend my life with this candle a little bit, so I popped it in the crock. So it's been in the downstairs candle crock all week, and it's a powerhouse. There's maybe about this much wax left, and it is fragrancing like the whole back half of the house, really. I've had to be kind of mindful about what I'm burning in my kitchen and in the family room because it's gotta have to mingle with that scent. So that is what's in the laundry room. In the upstairs master bedroom, I actually just took out the Bath & Body Works Vanilla Romance. It was pretty much unscented at this point. I should have taken it out several days ago, but I got a little lazy. And I put in my third to last, I think it's my third to last Yankee Candle Pumpkin Wreath. That is in the paraffin formulation. I just like melting paraffin at this point. I don't like burning it. I find it to be pretty sooty and dirty myself. I'm a huge fan of soy wax. I know not everybody is, but I love soy. I just think it's so much cleaner burning. And then in the last crock in the upstairs like back bedroom is another pumpkin wreath, and that one has been in there now for I think 2 weeks. It's definitely starting to fade, so I might turn that crock off later on this weekend. I'm filming this on Friday, by the way. So anyway, so that's what's there. I am using I'm actually using all 3 of my lamps this week. So at the upstairs it's not the upstairs entry table. There's just this like table that we have at the top of the stairs. I have one of my candle lamps up there, and I just poured out the first layer of the Root Candle Pinot Noir. It's a great fragrance. I don't know if that scent is still available from Root, but if it is, it's real nice. And in the downstairs in the kitchen, I took the label off because it's kind of a holiday vibe, if you will, but I did get down my HomeWorx Cranberry Cocktail, which I purchased last year, and I don't think I got around to, I can't remember if I purchased 1 or 2. I think I thought I was going to absolutely love this scent, so I just kind of blind bought 2 of them at the time. So I don't know if I filmed my review of the first one. I think that's what I'm wondering. I'm gonna have to look that up. My memory is a little shoddy these days, sorry. At any rate, I like the cranberry fragrance a lot. And I like cranberries in the early fall as well. So I decided to go ahead and sacrifice that one to the candle lamp that is in my kitchen. So that one's working out great. It smells amazing in the kitchen, and it's playing really well with the cranberry woods. So yeah, that's a lovely combo in the back of the house. And then behind me in my office, I have one more candle lamp going, and that one has autumn pine cone from HomeWorx as well. So once again, I don't view crocking or lamping my candles as a waste. I actually feel like I get longer in terms of like fragrance output by crocking or lamping versus burning the candle, because when you burn a candle, obviously the wax dissipates, right? So sometimes that happens pretty quickly depending on how fast a candle burns, but it seems the fragrance oils seem to release a little bit slower when they're being melted. Does that make sense? Anyway, big fan of crocking and lamping. So that's what's happening in terms of the crocs and the lamps. Let's talk about what I finished this week. Okay, I finished this bad boy right here. This is the pumpkin cold brew from HomeWorx, and this one did leave just a little layer of wax in the bottom there that you can see. It's honestly not super thick. It's not a thick layer of wax. It's kind of, there's a little bit of wax that is clinging onto the sides here. I think it was the last burn where I probably didn't have quite enough in the bottom before the wick hit the wick clips for it to fully pull out, if that makes sense. So that's why you see that little lip in there. I don't know, I still consider this candle done. Yes, I could chunk the remainder of the wax that's in here out and then melt it, but I don't know. I feel like I finished this candle, so I'm good with it. So definitely a big fan of this one. I really like this one a lot. I already have a review for it up on my channel. I do have playlists for the different candle companies in terms of in-depth reviews. So go to my main channel page, and there are playlists near the bottom that you can reference if you're interested. The second, you guys might be surprised by this one. I feel like you're gonna be like, really? The second candle that I finished this week is the Artist Collection Ghost Spirits. And I'm talking, I burned it to the ground. Listen, I've had this one going in my downstairs powder room for a couple weeks now, pretty consistently. This is not a, I did film an in-depth review of this one, by the way, as well, and I filmed that review prior to finishing this candle, so that's one of the reviews that I have scheduled to go up tomorrow. This is not a Halloween fragrance at all. It's really not. This is more flowery, more fresh, and I know a lot of people were not super pumped about a lot of the fragrances, especially in this collection, because some of them were quite floral. But it is still a great scent. Like that's the part that's hard for me, is I recognize that this is not a Halloween fragrance, and that's what most of us were looking for. But it's still a really great scent just in its own right. So I would say if this one sounds appealing to you, I would buy it and maybe stash it away until next spring and summer, because it had a really good performance. And you could just turn the jar around. It's got this really great like black ombre finish, and I like, it's like tactile because it has like a smooth finish to it. But yeah, I finished this one this week as well, so I really like this candle. It was a great scent. It's just not a fall fragrance. So anyway, I'm happy to actually finish one of the Halloween candles, and it was a good scent. I finished these guys too, sorry. I owe you guys an in-depth review of the first round of the Above Average Candle Studio candles. I want to film them all in one video. So I have finished 2 now, and at this point I feel like super comfortable reviewing these. I still have the 2 Halloween candles that are pretty much almost finished. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and film that review and put that up maybe on like Tuesday. I don't know, I have so many candles to review. So on Tuesday, I will do a slightly longer video regarding these. And yeah, so look for these in-depth candle reviews coming shortly. This is the smoked butterscotch latte. And I want to show you guys how how clean this was the whole way down. I think the little sprinkles that were close to the wick there got a little bit charred. There are like sprinkles and glitter that were on the top of the wax when I received this candle. By the way, I did receive these in PR, just to be completely upfront. But you can see, like, that's a really clean burn. I mean, other than the glitter sticking to the side, like, that's a good burn, right? Here's the thing, these are small, but if there is a small candle that you really like, I believe you can actually get a hold of above average, and you can ask to get a larger size made of the fragrance that really floats your boat. So this one here, you guys, this smoked butterscotch latte, man, this is good. Oh, it's so good. It's really, really good. And it burned like a champ. And then here is the oatmeal pumpkin pancakes. I want to show you guys this one. And you can see that black there. I think those are the sprinkles that were a little close to the flame there. But again, like a really nice, solid, clean burn. Other than that's glitter sticking to the side there. So that little bit of glitter. Like these had a great performance. They're small, so they are better in more average sized rooms. In an open concept style home like I have here, I can't really use these downstairs. They just don't fill the space unless I pair like 2 or 3 together and create like a little trio. Then I can definitely smell them downstairs, but you know, just like on their own, like they don't fill the downstairs rooms. But upstairs, ceilings are lower, rooms are smaller and more enclosed. These are great in smaller spaces. So anyway, look for this in-depth review here shortly. I feel like I need to speed up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, spiced apple crumb, oh, from HomeWorx. I love this. This reminds me of the apple crumble, I think it was, from Bath and Body Works from way back in the day. I think it was Harry that maybe developed that apple crumble scent for Bath and Body Works, because this honestly smells remarkably similar. I don't know if this one's available, but if it is, oh, I love this scent. It's a very like authentic sweet apple with not too much cinnamon. It's not cloying. It's not super sweet, but it just smells like the best like fall pastry treat, specifically apple pastry treat. It smells like I love it. I luckily have several of those, so I should be good for this fall, but I'm hoping that this fragrance, if it has not come out for this year, I hope it comes out again next year, because it's a staple for me. Okay, this is my beloved. This is honestly my all-time favorite fall fragrance from HomeWorx. So when HomeWorx was first released over on QVC back in, I believe it was 2017, this was one of the first candles that I ever purchased from HomeWorx, and I fell in love. I love this fragrance, not only for the fall, but I also burn this around Christmas as well. I just peel the label off. It's pretty easy to do that. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, these labels, they're not glued. They're just like shrink wrapped on essentially. So if you just score like with a knife or scissors, these come off super easily. So for the holidays, because it's a nice red wax, I just get rid of that, and it's a holiday candle. So, but it is one of my HomeWorx staples, and if you've never tried anything from HomeWorx and you're looking to get started during the fall, my suggestion would be anything in the harvest leaves, whatever format you're interested in. Maybe I don't know, there's like a bunch of ceramics and stuff that were released over on QVC. I'm trying really hard to stay off of QVC because there are things over there that are tempting me right now, and I have to be mindful. I'm still trying to use up a lot of my backup stash when it comes to HomeWorx. So yeah, I'm still on a little bit of a mission this year, but next year I might be in trouble. Anyway, this is great. What you doing? Just sneezing? All right. Other candles that I burned this week was Leaves from Bath and Body Works. I think I actually picked up a backup of this one. It's so good. I know I picked up another one of these. This is the Apple Pumpkin. By the way, this is the one that had the really like misplaced wonky wick. That one right there. I'm still very nervous burning this one, but I was just too lazy to go exchange it. So I think I think I'm just gonna light the other wicks and then use my lamp to maybe melt down the side that isn't, that doesn't have a flame. That's not gonna be able to melt. Look how misplaced that wick is. Do you see that? I mean, that could not be more probably dangerous, but it's a great scent. Love that scent. And I'm almost done with my first pumpkin s'mores. Pumpkin s'mores is delightful, you guys. Definitely worth checking out. This is not the lid that came with pumpkin s'mores, but do you guys keep your like old Bath and Body Works lids that you're like fond of? I did that. I kept like several of the fall ones, especially because they were so beautiful. Okay, we've got some Kringle candles here that I'm going to run through really quickly, and then we're going to talk about the Kringle Reserve candles because I've burned all of them except for one. I have a tragic story. So let's breeze through these real quick. I believe Kittens and Cashmere is another video that I filmed that is probably going to go up tomorrow. So look at this. I have burned this very fresh fragrance to the halfway point, and you know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Is it my favorite type of scent? No, it's not. And it definitely has eucalyptus in it, but you know what? It's okay. It's not awful. Is it the type of fragrance that I really enjoy? No, not really, but listen, not everything's made for me, and that's fine. But if you like sweater weather from Bath and Body Works, you're really gonna like Kittens and Cashmere. So that's the same vibe, same family, very similar fragrances actually. Warm and toasty. I love warm and toasty. I have a Kringle order coming my way, and there is another warm and toasty that will be coming my way, like I just said. So anyway, I'm past the halfway point, and I love it so much. I like this better than Marshmallow Fireside, I've decided. So there's that one, and then I think I still need to do a review of Salted Maple Pumpkin. Don't think I've reviewed this one yet, but I am at the halfway point, so if I haven't reviewed it, I should do that. Okay, my plan was foiled. Someone knocked on our door. Alf went nuts. I can't leave that in the video. I've got him calmed down again, and he is, well, now he woke up. I shouldn't have touched him. He's got to get back into his little nest here. So anyway, we are now going to discuss the Kringle Reserve candles that I shared a first sniff impressions of earlier this week. These candles launched at Kringle on September 5th. Now, I dropped one of them. I was really, really bummed. I went to go light the Mid-Autumn Moss, but, and let this be a lesson to you, do not grab these candles by the top here. So I had just put some lotion on my hands. I was, you know, like washing my hands, and I usually put some lotion on afterwards. And I went to go grab this candle from the little cabinet that I have here. I grabbed it from the top like this, and I went to go turn around to go into the kitchen where I was gonna burn that particular fragrance, and it slipped. Like, this came off, it stayed in my hand, and this went crashing to the floor. So my friend Fiona did tell me how she has like rejarred candles in the past. So I'm gonna try her method and see if I can get that one back into an old Kringle candle jar, because I have some. So I'll still review it, but it won't be in the original jar. I was super bummed, like super bummed. But anyway, such is life, it happens. But learn from me, we don't hold our candles like this. We hold them like this or like this. Also, watch how much lotion you use. Okay, let's discuss these. So I burned the 5 that I didn't break. So we're gonna do some quick first post burn impressions, if you will. Now this one I've burned the most because I can't stop burning it. It is the Pumpkin Spice Latte. I will say, in terms of like the overall performance, they have been very consistent, with the exception of one, which is just a little bit lighter than what I'm used to with the Kringle Reserve candles. But pretty much the rest of them are, obviously I don't know about the Mid-Autumn Moss quite yet, but The rest of these have been very consistent in terms of strength and throw, with the exception of the, let me just say which one it is. It's the Japanese maple. So we'll discuss that one next. But let's first discuss this one because I love it. I love it so much. It really smells like a pumpkin spice latte. And, oh my God, you guys, I'm like, are you almost at the halfway point? Do you see this? I couldn't put it out. I just didn't. I just let it burn for hours and hours, and look how clean that wax is. No issues, no problems, no concerns. Ugh. The coffee. I think it's the coffee note that they're using here is like, it's not bitter, but it's like intense. And it's authentic. And the fall spices are, they're just perfect. The perfect amount of nutmeg. Perfect amount of cinnamon, the perfect like vanilla creaminess running throughout. It is delightful. It is delightful. It's really good. If you're looking for a good like coffee scent for the fall, I think it's great. I also happen to think that this would be great for a year-round coffee scent as well. So let's talk about this Japanese maple here. I love the fragrance. It's really perfumey. It's beautiful. It is a little bit lighter. The scent itself is so good. So I'm going to link a candle sleeve down below. If you don't have one of these, you should have one probably. A candle sleeve works basically the same way as a hurricane does. If you don't want to invest in a whole hurricane situation, you can just get one of these candle sleeves, which is just a glass like tube essentially. Like you can just plop it over the candle. It will leave a little bit of room for airflow, but it helps to retain the heat around the candle so that it helps to intensify the fragrance oils, thus making the candle a little bit stronger smelling. It's so good. But I would say the strength and throw of this one, at least on the first burn, is only about, I would say, like between maybe like a 5.5 and 6. Like I feel like 6 is kind of pushing it. And that is without the candle sleeve. Now, next, I'm gonna go ahead and test this with the candle sleeve, and I'll let you know if that intensifies it. I have a feeling that it probably will. But yeah, just first burn, testing it like on its own, it was a little bit lighter than the rest. Now the rest, no problems, same strength and throw that we are all used to from the Kringle Reserve candles. But this one's just really beautiful. This has patchouli in it. Don't let that scare you off. This is the really pretty perfumey patchouli. There's amber in here. There's also citrus and fir. I feel like this is a really perfectly balanced fragrance in terms of all of the fragrance notes, but it's lighter. So anyway, smoke and oak. Whoa, was this another surprise for me. I didn't expect to like this at all. Turns out I love it. It reminds me of Skull and Sonnet for sure. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. They are two very similar scents. I feel like this one is sweeter than Skull and Sonnet. I think that's maybe the main thing that I've noticed. But this has bourbon in it. This has leather. This has amber. This also, the sweetness from this smoke and oak candle, I believe, is coming from this fruit note. But what's interesting is that neither on cold sniff or like when it's burning can I figure out like what the fruit is. It's just like a sweet fruity scent. Or like a sweet fruitiness that runs throughout the fragrance. It's such a beautiful scent. If you at all were drawn to the Skull and Sonnet, you are going to love this. I'm telling you, it's so good. I cannot wait to do in-depth reviews of these. So I can definitely, I think, do my in-depth review of the pumpkin spice latte. So maybe that'll be coming up on Tuesday. The other two candles, the apple brandy and the sunflower and suede, also really enjoyed both of these. I have an update in terms of the boozy note on this one. So I did actually 2 burns with this one because I was curious about, you know, how that boozy note would come across. So it's not nearly as boozy when you're burning it as it is on cold sniff. On cold sniff, it was one of those moments of like, whoo, potent. It's still present when you're burning this one. So if you don't like any booziness, stay away from the apple brandy. But if you don't mind a hint of it, I think you're really gonna enjoy this one. I actually really like this one now. I like it a whole lot better post-burn than I did on first sniff. And even on first sniff, I was like, as long as the booze calms down, it's a great scent. So yeah, this is a very sweet apple scent. It's definitely along the lines of like a Macintosh. So that's a good one. And then I wish you guys could see how, I don't think I'm gonna be able to, no, you can't, sorry. My tripod is gonna prevent, he is literally like, his face is smushed into the ground and his back end is still like on my lap. He's literally into the carpet. What a weirdo. Okay, Sunflower and Suede, another great perfumey fragrance. If you like a nice, like leathery type of note, this one is great. It's listed as like a suede note, but honestly it smells more like a white leather. Kind of reminds me of the same leather that was in, what was it, Father Christmas? That was in this style of jar that was released for last holiday season. Oh, holy moly. I really like this. Yeah, that nice light leather note. This is definitely floral. There is rose in here. Listen, if you don't like rose, it's definitely there when you're burning it, but it's not the main focus. So if you just don't like rose, I think you're probably still gonna dislike this one. But I don't think the rose is too aggressive post-burn. I really don't. I think it's actually quite lovely. It also says there are other floral notes in here, but I don't really smell any other floral notes. I like it. I like this scent. Good amount of amber. It's lovely. A little bit of like a fall spice from like a nutmeg. It's a really great scent. So, all right. So those are some initial reviews for you. I'll see what I can do with that mid-autumn moss candle to get it to a state where I can at least burn it and give you guys some post-burn thoughts. I feel like a bonehead dropping that, but it is what it is. Sometimes I am a bonehead. Okay, I was a little lazy with my wax this week. I just placed my first fall Sensey order, and Lisa and I were actually just talking yesterday about our fall collab. Like we do these seasonal collabs, so, you know, suggestions, basically our favorites. It's our favorites, really. But both of these are fragrances that I would totally put in my picks, but they're both from my club, so you won't see these in my suggestion. We are going to focus on the fragrances that are currently available. So I ordered all of the new fragrances that I was really personally interested in. I got my catalog from Lisa, and she also was nice enough to, and she does this for everybody, not just me. She included a couple of samples, and then she also sent me the scratch and sniff stickers for all of the new scents. So I was really able to determine what I actually wanted to order in terms of new stuff. And then I also ordered some like usual, you know, favorites. But anyway, these two here, Apples and Oats and Stroopwafel Delight, are both from my club. I don't know why Sensey has not brought these back for bring back my bar voting, or just to like just put them in the catalog again. I don't know who disliked these. Maybe raise your hand if you did. Did you not like Apples and Oats? Why? Why would you say that? It's so good. This is like, I always call this my Fancy Lady oatmeal fragrance. It's a very like, this sounds so dumb. It's like a sophisticated oatmeal. You smell the oats. You smell like a creamy vanilla running throughout. There's a little bit of like the fall spices sprinkled in there. And then you chopped like a Honeycrisp apple into your oatmeal, and the apple gets kind of warm and a little bit mushy and mixes in with that oatmeal. That is what this fragrance is. It is pure heaven. I think it's my favorite like oatmeal fragrance that I've ever smelled, and I think I only have 1 or 2 of these coming in my club orders, and I always regret not adding more. Now I know I can just increase the frequency to get more, but yeah, sometimes I don't know. But I also try to keep my club kind of limited, so I have to be particular. And Stroopwafel Delight just smells exactly like a stroopwafel. You smell the caramel, you smell the like the waffle the two pieces of waffle that the caramel is sandwiched in between. If you've never had a stroopwafel, by the way, just go to Costco. They're sold there every holiday season. I don't know if Costco has all the holiday foods out yet, but once they do, you will be able to buy a giant box of stroopwafels that will last you, I don't know, probably normal people several months. My husband and I, not very long. They're so good. The best thing to do with the stroopwafels is in the morning, after you get your cup of coffee ready, get one out of the little package and lay it on top so it covers like the top of your coffee cup. And then the steam from your coffee will make the caramel a little bit gooey in between the two really thin sandwiches of waffle. It's pure perfection. It's so good. I'm not a huge caramel fan, but when it comes to this stroopwafel delight, it is the very best caramel that I've ever smelled. And that's saying a lot. Anyway, this is one of the ones that's going throughout the house right now. I was really lazy with changing my wax this week, but I don't have a whole lot left over last year from Sensey in terms of fall wax melts. So anyway, that won't be a problem here shortly because I ordered quite a bit. So anyway, that's everything for this week. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch these videos. It is greatly appreciated. Let me know what you are burning and melting in the comments down below. Don't forget to check the description box if you have any questions or if you're looking for something. And Alf and I appreciate you being here. I'm gonna quickly pick him up here off the floor. Is your face okay? Yeah, you look so cute. Oh my gosh, you guys. Can you resist this face? I can't. He's my little angel. He's such a good boy. All right, Alf and I are going to put these candles away, and I'm gonna get this video edited so that it goes up tomorrow morning for you guys. All right, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.